Assalamualaikum. I'm your host Faisal Raza Khan and you are watching Foresight. Viewers, Shanghai Cooperation Organization SCO is the world's largest regional entity, which is paving the way for sci-tech and digital exchange, mainly driven by China and Russia. There are vast opportunities and innovations shaping the regional future of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization region. Pakistan, along with other SCO member states, can extract maximum benefits out of regional digital transformation. Today, we will discuss the benefits rests in the Chinese $10 billion investment in the digital Silk Road, smart cities or digital twins, artificial intelligence, e-commerce and rest of the technologies, particularly in the region, which is enabling us to enhance commerce, trade, connectivity, to promote innovative industrial economic growth. To discuss this very vital aspect of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, we have in our studios Mr. Syed Ayub Shah. He is the technology expert. Most welcome to you, Shah. Thank you very much for your time. And Syed Basim Raza. He is the expert on Shanghai Cooperation Organization affairs. Most welcome to you, Basim. Thank you very much. My first question is to you, Basim, that what about the Chinese President Yi's policies of openness, transparency, modernization, digitalization, artificial intelligence, qualitative industrialization, green transformation, tech-driven and innovative connectivity-based growth in regional currencies and payment systems to mitigate the economic woes?
Okay, thank you so much for having me. So President Xi, he has been focusing particularly on openness, technology, AI. China is a leader in technological development. So in 2021, President Xi, he gave China's 14th five-year plan. So according to that plan, China plans to increase its economic share in digital development from 35.2% in 2020 to almost 50%, 55% in 2025. So China is consistently working on technological development. Moreover, China's investment in the modern infrastructure, the infrastructure that is related to digital technologies and all of that, it has been almost 400 billion in just 2021 alone, according to the NDRC China. So China has that plan to propagate the technological development, to propagate development in artificial intelligence. The need here is to adapt that plan, to adapt that, I would say, that structure into the SCO so that the whole of the SCO region can actually benefit from that.
So when we are talking about Syed Ayub Shah, world's largest regional entity, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, in terms of geographic scope and population, with China and Russia playing the pivotal role in promoting the sci-tech and digital exchange across the region, how Pakistan can get maximum benefit out of that?
Pakistan is fortunately sitting in between the China and Russia and on the western side, the Afghanistan, Iran and the Central Asian states. So it is a truly bridge to be called between the eastern and the western side from multiple perspectives, which includes intellectual, which includes geographical and which also includes the resource component. So Pakistan can bridge the gap. Pakistan can play a pivotal role in further actuating the role of SCO and can benefit out of it. It is by extending your own strengths and making for your own weaknesses in an overall organizational settings that you pursue your objectives and you gain out of it. So Pakistan can of course gain from the technological edge that the China has today. It is trying to gain as well, but the space is more there. Pakistan of course gain on the geostrategic fronts due to the India's participation in SCO to resolve or try to resolve the disputes that it has with it, and Pakistan also can gain from the Russian part of it. With the Central Asian states on the west, Iran on the west, we have a lot of stakes there, and we can of course play a role in getting certain kind of imports and exports done. If I say what are the export potentials of Pakistan, Pakistan has a huge export potential due to the markets sitting immediately on its west. Afghanistan is the biggest market, and through Afghanistan the Central Asian states are the biggest market for the technological products that the Pakistan can produce with the help of the China. So we can import the technology or gain the technology transfer from China to Pakistan, and then we can send it out to the west, to also Iran, as well as to the Central Asian states and Afghanistan, and to the other countries via this kind of route. And Chinese, of course, have had a vision in creating this SCO, and that was expansion of their trade corridors, their trade borders, which they have been able to gain to an extent, and which they will like to gain more. And for that they have to stage in Pakistan and stage their products through Pakistan, particularly in the kind of scenario that they are facing with regards to the electrical vehicles in the Europe and other constraints towards the western side, which they can make up for by launching through Pakistan.
So Shah Sahib, to what extent we have moved forward in gaining the technology, in transfer of technology? When we are talking about particularly, because we have a lot of mess when it comes to the city administration, the management, the city mechanisms, why not through SCO robust plans, Chinese approach and leverage to the tech innovation like digital twins, we can transform our cities into a valuable digital viable intelligence and precisely manage to give maximum outputs, because we are just managing our cities to some extent, but we are not actually getting outputs, the beneficial outputs like economic outputs from the cities. So how we can transform our overall urban life?
Yes, there's a lot of potential. Chinese 13 cities are leading as smart cities. We have gained certain infrastructure for our 2 cities, and we are the Lahore and the Islamabad, and we are trying to gain something for Karachi also, and the work on the smart city has commenced in Lahore also. So we can learn a lot at first from the Chinese example of the Beijing and other cities, the 13 cities that they have already made smart, and that have embarked upon optimization of the total energy usage, optimization of the spaces, making them sustainable from the environmental point of view, and as you brought out towards the industrial and productivity side as well. Chinese have started an initiative of making their industry, both the small and medium industry as well as the large industry, more smarter to the use of the IoT as well as artificial intelligence, and Pakistan can gain a lot out of it. We have our cities facing overpopulation. We have our cities facing dearth of the resources. These all can be met through better management, assisted by the artificial intelligence, assisted by the modern technology. Of course, there is no end to it when we talk of it, and a number of examples can be given. Our road space is becoming restricted and restricted, and our traffic management is one of the challenge, just to cite an example. This can very easily be met by the use of artificial intelligence and by traffic planning and management, by giving spaces to the people and time slots during which they can travel.
Definitely, no doubt.
We also have
that.
dearth of the public spaces for the people to utilize, including the sports facilities and other facilities which we are very short of.
Obviously.
And that we can optimize in terms of the usage as well as their availability and offering to the people.
Basim, do you not think that to enhance commercial activities, trade and connectivity within the SCO region, more technologies must be employed and shared along all the trade routes, particularly swiftly connect the region with the e-commerce networks and digital trading platforms and others that will sharply increase the regional and the bilateral trade volume overall?
Yes, I do agree with you on that. Matter of fact, the e-commerce market of the globe, it has gone up to 2 trillion by now. So it is a huge number. There's a huge potential. The region of SCO particularly is very peculiar in this case, that the connectivity, the infrastructural connectivity is somewhat in place. We are connected to China, we are connected to Central Asia, we are connected to Iran, India. All of these states are somewhat interconnected with the infrastructure. But the need here is to develop that infrastructure, all those corridors, into technologically, digitally connected corridors. Though they are entirely absent in this case. And obviously, SCO is working on that, and SCO is trying to develop something of that sort. According to the Asian Development Bank, it states that if the trade barriers in case of digital trade, e-commerce, they are removed, the whole of Asia can witness a 10 to 15% increase in the trade volume in just a matter of 5 years. So there is a huge potential. The problem actually lies that when we talk about e-commerce, when we talk about such digital corridors, we need the diaspora involved. So does our diaspora have access to internet? That's a question. For example, all the 10 SEO states, 90.4% of Russians only have access to internet. Chinese, the very developed sort of a state, still has 65.5% of its population which has access to internet. Pakistan lingers at 45 something, and India, the tech giant of this world, is lingering around 50%. So what is needed is actually, in order to develop all of this e-commerce, these trade routes, these digitalized trade corridors, we have to involve the diaspora, give them the access so that they can also incorporate in this, the whole e-commerce market, such as Alibaba. There's an example of Alibaba. There's an example of JD. They are
yes,
working.
definitely.
Exactly.
Lots of commercial entities.
Exactly.
They are utilizing the different e-commerce networks
Exactly.
To enhance their trade, and they are getting benefits out of that. No
Obviously.
doubt about that. Basim, your point well taken. We welcome here Dr. Wajahat Qazi. He is the advisor on artificial intelligence and digital transformation to the tech companies. Most welcome to you, Doctor. Thank you very much for joining us. How do you see the Chinese investment of the 10 billion US dollar in the digital Silk Road, focusing on digital infrastructure, including 5G network, fiber optic cables, and smart city initiatives, and how such initiatives would overall boost the commerce, trade, and connectivity in the region?
Assalamu alaikum ji. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you very much. Definitely, this kind of initiatives have a very big impact, particularly talking about digital Silk Road and transformation of commerce and trade and connectivity in the region. So primarily what it's going to impact is the infrastructure. With reference to infrastructure, what we are expecting to get is that like advanced 5G networks, and we think that this will empower the industry in terms of e-commerce, especially the Internet of Things. But I would say that Internet of everything, including people, including robotics, including all kind of artifacts connecting with each other, enabling the platform for the implementation of Industry 4 and 5.0. This will definitely boost the innovation and connectivity, particularly when we talk about real-time exchange of large amount of data, which is the need of the day, and going to impact the industries like autonomous vehicles, smart cities, and remote surgeries, particularly in terms of medicine and healthcare. So what we think is that with these kind of initiatives, the kind of belt and the initiatives are there. First thing which is going to have a positive impact is the data governance, particularly in terms of smart cities. When we'll be placing sensors, AI, and big data analytics, all of these components are interconnected and sharing data. So that will obviously have a very, very positive impact on healthcare, transportation, particularly public safety. Energy crisis is there. We can manage that. We can look for like support for business operations, particularly sustainability and reduction in the operational cost. Having said this, this will bring us to a very, very important point over here. That is the need of the hour. That is sustainability and eco-friendly technology, which is more energy efficient, having impact on cross-border transactions, particularly supply chain management will be improved. So there are a lot of things. Yes, we cannot skip blockchain also in terms of security, innovation, and safe data sharing the data across the border, and transparency, and the integration of digital economy. So with these kind of investments and initiatives, I think there is a lot of opportunities here which we as a Pakistani and all other countries in the neighborhood can utilize.
Doctor, we were talking about earlier. I've asked a question to the Ayub Shah Sahab about the smart cities or the digital twins. What do you think about the Smart Cities initiative, as SCO in June established a new alliance about the city information modeling, a powerful concept that transforms the way we plan, design, construct and manage our cities. China aims to provide end-to-end CIM technology to SCO member countries. So this is going to be very innovative because there are a large number of Chinese tech companies and the Russian tech companies are joining hands to impart this end-to-end technology to the member states. So how do you see and what kind of benefits Pakistan would get out of this?
Yeah, CIM is a very new model actually in terms when we talk about urban planning and all those things. So when we talk about CIM particularly, it has two kind of advantages. First of all, that is the technological significance, and the second one is the strategic value which it brings in. When particularly talking about the way the China is moving towards the end-to-end CIM solutions, particularly for SEO countries, this gives us a very significant step towards creating more sustainable, interconnected cities. How we can leverage the real-time data, particularly predictive analysis, that could give us the informed decisions and forecasting that could help us in urban planning, in a very smart way. And we can actually focus on the more, good governance and citizen services. So that will eventually have impact on the economic growth. How it's going to have these kind of impacts is the challenge at the same time, and then the opportunity for the small and medium enterprises, because what we have to do is that we have to look up for cost-effective solutions in terms of technological integration, come up with more safe and secure data security models, and particularly capacity building, which is I think the backbone over here, in which we'll be needing human resources from the domain of AI, IoT, cybersecurity, particular systems engineering, transportation engineering, and bringing all those people on the same platform to get the advantage in terms of these kind of models. What we have to understand over here is this, that these kind of models, CI models, are just not the integration of classical geographical information systems or a business information models. They provide us a very advanced and descriptive kind of platforms in real time, in which we can actually visualize the virtual models of the entire city, allowing us the more intelligent way, the data-driven approaches to manage urban infrastructure. I think that is really the significant point over here. The entire city life cycle and its manageability manageability is going to transform in terms of citizen engagement, how we are going to engage citizens and provide them services, smart traffic control and adjustment on the real-time data, the way the traffic flow is moving. Particularly, it's going to have a very positive impact on climate aspect by providing frameworks for waste management systems that can optimize the bins and all those things through the process of close monitoring. Energy grids can be deployed over there. So at the end of the day, what we're talking about is the transparency, engagement, and resource optimization of the resources. So I think this is something which these kind of models can provide us when we are going to integrate virtual digital twins, virtual models, and all those things on a single.
Dr. Wajahat, in mid-May, another alliance for the industrial digitalization was formed to promote the use of artificial intelligence based on the large data models among the SCO member countries. What do you perceive to have a digitalized industrial alliance coupled with artificial intelligence to have innovative industrial growth? So far, 83 members of the alliance, whether any Pakistani internet carrier or the data center or Internet of Things service provider are the part of this alliance or not?
Yes, this industrial transformation, particularly which is enabled by AI, has is a golden opportunity for us, because as Pakistan has already skipped the Industry 3.0 revolution, and so there is only way forward is to jump directly towards Industry 4.0 and 5.0 and try to smartly cover the gaps. Talking about, but all this requires a very strong internet infrastructure. And talking about whether Pakistani companies are directly a part of this alliance is not yet clear. To the best of my knowledge, they might be participating indirectly, but the direct impact or direct involvement is still under question. So, in talking about in terms of benefits and the potential which this can bring is like we have to look for digital infrastructure. So, if we want to harness whatever the benefits they are providing, is to first of all we have to look for the enhancement of the digital infrastructures. We need to come up with a very strong and sustainable models where the government and industries can collaborate on certain platforms. Yes, Pakistan could not only join the alliance, but it can also play a pivotal role in the region when AI-driven industry is transforming. So as a result, this will boost the economic growth in terms of greater trade opportunities. Just as Pakistan is very good and have a potential to provide service-oriented services to the outsiders in terms of remote teams and so on. So Pakistan, if we look for collaboration between government, industry, and SCO member states, it is very, very critical. So what we have to do is that we have to focus on the digital transformation initiatives, as Pakistan has already won a place, which is the Pakistan Special Investment Facilitation Council. So what we can do is that we can look for such bodies and talk about how these initiatives can and these kind of funds can be channelized into the digital transformation initiatives. So for this, we'll be needing capacity building and innovative programs that can actually focus on AI and data-driven innovation investments, R&Ds particularly, and infrastructure by establishing more compute and data centers. Not only data centers, we also need compute centers also, which can actually provide the right platform for the computation and execution of these kind of models. So promoting IoT is another factor in terms of smart technologies, where Pakistan can play a very vital role in terms of providing services in AI, robotics, cybersecurity. So we might not be in a position to directly participate, but just by focusing on these areas, we can become the enabler for circular economy and can contribute in the emerging disruptive technologies. Maybe in second and third phase, we might be in a position to become the key or the primary role or the player in these kind of initiatives.
Your point well taken, Dr. Sahib, your point well taken. Syed Ayub Shah Sahib, in September 2023, a comprehensive digital technology platform, DTP, for SCO countries was established to promote the use of digital tech at the national level in every member state particularly. DTP is a comprehensive cooperation mechanism for SCO members. How much benefit we can get out of such a vibrant platform? Because ultimately, digital technology is the future, and we have to harness each and every aspect of it. Without that, economic growth is just a dream.
I fully agree with you. These digital technology platforms are the platforms that provide for the collaboration with other member states.
Obviously.
And it also provides for a certain kind of extended collaboration. So mere availability of the platform is one part. It's a good opportunity offered by the SCO. But how we use for the collaboration and how we extract the information that we required, or how we extract the knowledge that is required for a country like Pakistan from other member states is an important aspect that we need to look at. So yes, this availability of the platform is good enough, and I think we can use it for more collaboration with the Chinese tech companies. The real technology transfer comes, I'm talking of the entire industrial revolution arena. It comes when you develop your own indigenous capability to build on that technology or build upon that kind of technology. The full indigenization of the technology can take place from 5 to 7 years or 7 to 10 years, and that requires a comprehensive collaboration, sustained collaboration with the state that is from where that you are trying to get the technology. So this DTP is a platform where we can initiate the collaborations with the Chinese companies and where from we can get the technology, and we can have a sustained collaboration process being initiated in order to get the whole technology transferred to Pakistan, and then building an indigenous capability whereby we can have that kind of production facility.
Definitely, definitely. You're absolutely right. Basim, what role does the China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI) play in shaping and pushing forward the SCO's digital transformation, innovation, and digital connectivity? As most of the tech giants are joining hands to boost e-commerce among the SCO member states, particularly. So, Pakistan is the part of it in the form of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So, how BIA as an umbrella project and then the flagship project of CPAC is going to get benefit out of that?
Okay, so as you've already said, the Digital Silk Road investment, 10 billion has already been done among the members. And the Chinese, they have committed up to 500 billion.
By the way, China is the main investor in that.
Exactly. So Chinese have committed to invest almost more $500 billion along the Digital Silk Road. So that's a huge number. Secondly, coming to CPEC, 25.2 billion already invested, and it's invested basically in infrastructure, energy projects and all of that, but that's not what CPEC is all about.
Yes, it is.
The CPEC 2.0, among the new corridors that were announced recently, there is a corridor of innovation, there is a corridor of green energy of CPEC. The ultimate goal of the CPEC was to transform the whole region technologically, economically, financially, and even in case of the well-being of the people. So I have an example in that case, that Huawei, it has agreed to invest 400 million almost, that's a news of almost a week ago. They committed to invest 400 million in Pakistan's National Data and Cloud Center. So there are tech giants coming. There are bigger multinational corporations which are associated with technology, artificial intelligence, emerging technologies. They are committing their money because they know that this whole region, the SCO region, it has the potential. South Asia cannot be connected to Europe without Central Asia.
Obviously.
Same goes for India, same goes for China. So every single entity, they know the very worth of this region, and that is why they're investing where it seems very best to them.
Obviously, you are absolutely right on that aspect. Dr. Wajahat, what about SCO members to share their best practices in the use of artificial intelligence, big data, blockchain and cloud computing with all other organizational members, observers and dialogue partners in a fair and respectable manner? What would be the ultimate mechanism, and how such technologies are actually beneficial for each and every member, including Pakistan?
Yes, I think that sharing the best practices is a very good initiative, because when we talk about such technologies where we have a huge, potential to integrate so many technologies on a single platform, and each and every country, each and every region has their own protocols, they have their own way of formatting the data, putting the data, utilizing the data. So we need a platform, we need certain guidelines where we can unify all these things on a single point. And the seamless integration is the vital challenge over here. So I think that by sharing these practices, particularly talking about Pakistan, it can serve as a blueprint for us. So we can start from these best practices. And what we can do is that what we have to understand is that with these kind of treaties and all those things, there is going to be the digital divide, but which we are looking for between the countries which are very advanced and in the phase of the advancement. So by using these, best practices and the blueprints, we can actually narrow the gap, which is going to be happening soon due to this digital divide. At the same time, it is going to provide us the opportunity for the digital innovation also, because we'll be needing more enhanced protocols, more frameworks in order to connect and to make sure the seamless data exchange is happening. So this will also, enhance the digital development in terms of, technological sharing, IP sharing, and all those things, and the physical goods also. It will also create, opportunities for interconnected digital economy, because the way the digital coins and all those things are happening around the world, the entire economic structure is modifying. So we have to look for more effective way to get benefit out of these. In addition, it will also provide platforms and foster collaborative learning in terms of joint R&Ds, because this is very, very important, where we have to look for cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary, and interregional R&Ds to make sure that everything is being seamlessly connected. This will actually provide us, opportunities for, to talk about more resilient and innovative and sustainable future in terms of AI, big data, particularly blockchain and cloud computing, as these are the primary pillars of the fourth and the fifth, industrial revolution. So by doing by integrating all those things and following the guidelines and practices, what we can do is that we can talk about enhancing the exports when we are focusing on mass customized production. So all these technological infrastructure will enable our local industries to focus on customer-centric production and talk about mass customized productions, in which we talk about the entire production processes, the entire industrial processes are being controlled and being monitored and regulated by the client itself for their own projects. This will also come up with the more. This will also address the more challenging part in terms of industry, especially when we talk about textile industry in Pakistan and so on, where we have to focus on the sustainability and the waste reduction. So how we can come up with a framework which can help us in the waste reduction. At the same time, talking about the cybersecurity
you are
and
absolutely right. You are absolutely right, and you were earlier mentioning about the data or overall database. So, what are your thoughts about the recent SCO ministerial meeting, in which there was an approval of the Kazakhstan's proposal to establish a database of economic preferences (DEPs) for the SCO region? It said that the database will provide a comprehensive resource for the member countries, member states, helping them with economic incentives and preferences within the bloc, and fostering a more unified business environment across the region.
Yeah, I think that this is one step or a forward-thinking initiative, which they are taking a bit ahead of time. But I think it's a very, very good initiative, because talking about such things, the first thing which is the challenging over here, the way the technology is advancing, is to minimize the infrastructure gap, particularly talking about how to balance the national interest when so many neighboring countries are advancing in their own way. So focusing on these kind of database, particularly economic preferences, what we can do is that this will provide the advanced level of transparency. It will foster a unified business environment. It can encourage the trade and investment across the regions, particularly for countries like Kazakhstan and Pakistan. It represents an opportunity also. At the same time, when we talk about attracting investments, strengthen the economic ties, and drive the regional economic growth, using these kind of platforms as a strategic tool for the economic integration in terms of harmonizing the economic policies. Can we establish some unified business environments to reduce the trade barriers which are there, such that we can support the small and medium enterprises and encourage entrepreneurs to come up at the front line. At the same time, attracting the foreign, digital investments. So in order to do this, what is needed is the informed decision making. So I think these kinds of platforms provide us the mechanism of, informed decisions, where to invest, what to manufacture, where to trade, and how to trade, particularly
Definitely.
focusing on
You are absolutely right, Dr. Saab. You are absolutely right. Syed Ayub Sahab, what do you think about the idea of SCO digitized bank and SCO artificial intelligence bank? There are lots of other initiatives, but these are some sort of very innovative initiatives. How such initiatives foster regional access to the banking products, easy transactions, financial data, digital payments, have AI-driven, human-coded machine learning algorithms, data analytics, and other intelligent systems to enhance services across the SCO region?
While this digitized banking and artificial intelligence driven banking is an opportunity for the country's member states, it becomes a challenge for a country like Pakistan. These banking will ensure a very transparent transfer of the capital in between the states.
Obviously.
And for the import oriented
Very
economies like
responsible
Pakistan,
one.
yes, Pakistan, we have to make use of it in a very, very careful manner. And we will have a challenge to bring up our export potential to the level whereby we will be able to match the imports from the China or any other state with the exports to that states in order to maintain the balance of payments. So these bankings where the artificial intelligence will get enhanced and they'll have deep data analytics and deep data mining functionality available to them, they'll be able to figure out as to what is happening right down at the root level, you know, at the base level. So we have to come up to the expectations, international expectations of transparency in our processes and procedures when it comes to the manufacturing, when it comes to the smaller transaction by the manufacturers to their HR, to their people, to their labor, compliance of the standards, and likewise, you know, because the transparency and visibility of the entire ecosystem will become more due to the use of the technologies.
Obviously.
So opportunities are also there in order to have better cash flow, in order to have better check on wrong cash flow, and in order to have I must say a kind of propensity for the capital coming in, we have to devise and introduce certain kind of lucrative schemes by improving our business enabling environment. Of course, the ease of doing business is a smaller part of the overall paradigm of the business enabling environment, which includes the business ease of doing business.
Actually, along with that, you are absolutely right. Along with that, we have to build some sort of a mechanisms to check the criminal activities also, because as soon as the technology is growing, we are actually confronting a lot of the cyber crimes and the financial crimes and the white collar crimes and all others. So these are also and even the cyber attacks as well. So these are the threats which are there ultimately. So Basim, how do you see this SCO's future vision of digital transformation for a completely connected and innovative future in all sectors, and particularly must have to be green as well, because it's all about environment and climate change. So for mutual prosperity and development, with City Information Modeling Alliance or the Industrial Digitalization Alliance or the digital technology platforms, or having digitized banks or AI banks and all that, and all other initiatives of such nature?
Okay, so all these initiatives, whether they are like the city information modeling, I can now go into those details because obviously I'm not a technical sort of expert on that, but there needs a prerequisite to install all of these things in a region, obviously. So why is SCO's a perfect sort of, you know, like place to install all of these things, to implement all of these things? Out of the top 8 technologically developed states of the world, 3 are in SCO region. Second is China, third is India, and I think Russia is almost on 8th. So the prerequisites are available. Obviously, the Uzbekistan is developing its, you know, like
moving
AI
fast
sector,
in that
AI
area,
sector,
definitely,
exactly.
definitely.
All of that in a very swift sort of a manner.
And
So
don't undermine Pakistan, because Pakistan has
Pakistan,
also a very,
exactly.
innovative base available,
Exactly.
very vibrant youth available, and they are very much aligned and inclined towards the digital technologies and all that.
Exactly. Pakistan has a huge name when it comes to, you know, like the freelance services that we provide.
Obviously.
So there's no, you know, doubt about the potential. So once these things, they are implemented, obviously, as I've said before, the region that is infrastructurally, regionally connected, it will be digitally connected. Yes, there might be some issues regarding, you know, some contentious states, like the issues between Pakistan and India, for example.
But you know that the SCO platform is
exactly.
based on consensus. So I think so that we can have a chance, we can have to move forward and grab all the opportunities.
As a matter of fact, these all of these the fields that we're talking about, India, Pakistan, or any other state, they're ready to collaborate on
Definitely. Thank you very much,
My
Syed Basim Raza, for your presence here in the studios. Thank you very much, Ayub Shah sahab, for your presence in the studios and very candid views. And thank you very much, Dr. Wajahat Mahmood Qazi sahab, for your presence and very valuable comments on well described. Thank you. So nice of you. Viewers, as you have just listened to our panelists, it is important that as we have China and Russia and all other countries who are striving hard into the digital world, and they are leading right now, and it is fortunate for Pakistan as well and the country, other member countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that we have to collaborate in the digital arena because future is the digital one, the artificial intelligence, the big data, the innovation overall, the e-commerce, even the data platforms and all other databases through which we can get benefits for particularly our economy to build on. And if we want to be economically prosperous, it is important that we have to focus on these technologies. Transfer of technology to Pakistan, along with getting maximum gains out of the Chinese experiences into the technology, like electronic vehicles, like the solar systems, like all other things which are available. So we can move forward in that, and we have to build the smart cities. We have to get the example of China as at least 13 cities converted into the leading smart cities in China. So we can learn from China, we can have the transfer of technology, we can work on that, and we can save precious finances out of the smart technologies. We have to connect with the digitally with all the corridors in the region, but particularly we will talk on the China-Pakistan economic corridor. If that is connected, that will give lots of benefits to our population, and lots of jobs and employment opportunities will be created. So 10 to 15% increase in trade is expected when it comes to the digital technologies and the digital SCO region. As we have lots of incentives available from China, Russia is investing in that, so Pakistan and the rest of the member countries are getting can get lots of opportunities out of that. So this is today's Foresight. It's time to sign off. Allah Hafiz.